This time on Woody's Garage, we pick up any piece of junk on the side of the road, again.
Well, I saw this beauty on the side of the road yesterday, and for some reason I picked it up, maybe because it's shiny. I don't know. It's a Lawnboy, newer Lawnboy. I like the old two-stroke ones, but this is not, with an overhead valve engine. 149cc, 6.5 gross torque. Not quite sure what that is. It looked pretty good. I got it home and I noticed the air filter's missing, and the carburetor looks pretty dirty. I pulled it over and it had lots of leaves and stuff in it because of where it was, but it felt like it pulled over, but not really sure of what's going on. The first thing I want to do is pull what's left off of this cover here and see what's going on with the carburetor, because it looks really dirty. I did, like I said, I pulled it over and I saw what looked like smoke coming out of here, and I think there's a mouse nest in there, because it's, you can see this kind of stuff. So probably pull that housing off too. It's a 10mm. Look at that, there's like dirt in there. Let me get the vacuum and see if I can suck that out of there. Okay, let's put a little gas in it and see if it'll kick over. Out of your way. That's not very promising. Oh my, have you ever seen a plug quite that bad? Look at that thing. I'm also noticing as I'm pulling it over, you can see the junk that's coming out. Look at a piece of tin foil, an acorn. Yeah, we have quite a critter that's inside this, but it still pulls over, you know. I'm not going to clean that out until I see that the thing starts, but I guarantee it's a spark plug is a problem. Tar. Yeah. Someone bought this. All they did was run it. Never did any maintenance or anything. Usual. This plug is soaking in brake cleaner. Shit ain't coming loose. I'm gonna take it to the wire wheel, I think. Okay, I'm guessing that the reason the plug got that way was because they ran it without the air filter. The air filter took in all the dust, grass debris, etc., and got it in the cylinder, got all over the plug. So I'm kind of expecting this to be an oil burner, but there's no trace of oil on the muffler, which is good. So we cleaned up the plug. Yeah. Still has a little piece of debris there. I got so much junk out of there, you wouldn't believe it. I'm going to gap it at about 30, get that junk out of there, and let's see if we get spark. Alright, I didn't even check for spark. Why? Because it's so hard to see it. And we got to pull the handle way up here. So, yeah, we got gas all over the place. Let's see what happens. see the smoke? I did. Let's take off that bowl. Actually, this bowl has a drain. Probably pretty comical to drain that out, right? Well, not a whole lot came out. Pee-pee. I'm just going to put a little gas into it and flush it out a bit. Yeah, the only thing I have for gas is my old boat 2-stroke mix. But okay, that's working good enough. It just flushed it out and it's getting gas. So we'll put this back in and we'll try to start it up on the carburetor. So I won't even prime it. Let's see if it starts. Those are just rocks from underneath it or what? Let's make it a little easier on me. Let's prime it. Nice to get a little in the carburetor. You say ugly? It'd be ugly. Now, so, what do you think? It's making it hard to pull because of the nest that's up in there, so I'm going to take off the shroud and clean that out. All that gas there. It's not dripping though. It was, the idle was very high. I mean, the speed was very high, so I'd like to lower that. Yeah, let's take the shroud off and look at the nest. WD on these, they're very stiff. Don't want them to break off. I think the most of it's up under the flywheel here. And no, I'm not going to take off the flywheel at this point. Look, I'm missing a screw here on the coil. You know, sometimes when they put a mower out and it says free, and sometimes they put it out and it says free for parts. When it says for parts, you get a little more worried about what it is because it means someone screwed around with it. And someone screwed around with this. The carburetor started leaking, so we got it pinched off there. But that's expected. But maybe it'll be a little easier to turn now. But like I said, there's still more of that stuff packed up under the flywheel, so I don't want to break the rope. Oh no, you know, that's not missing. it's like this front screw to hold the housing on holds that down too. How stupid is that? We'll try starting it again. I know I got the gas pinched off, but it's probably got enough in there to start. See what happens. Well, less smoke that time. And it is two-stroke gas. You gotta remember that. Smoke that time too. Okay. See, it's worthy of a carb cleaning. Hope we don't rip the gaskets. I've never cleaned one of these before, but it looks pretty standard fare. Once I get the those two nuts that hold the plastic cover on here also hold the carburetor in place. And I don't know what the heck this thing is. Wow, funkadelic. That goes over to some kind of gizmo. Oh, look at this, much more stuff. Yeah. This goes in here. Run the throttle. Probably maybe heat or something. Or this is just the like old-fashioned governor type. What the hell's this? Oh, this is the choke, so it's got to be heat related. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And this is the governor set up here, which seems totally stiff. Okay. Let me try to get it off, and we'll take a look. Pull out of there, and that pull out of there. And this pull out of there. Okay, that was totally frozen, the throttle. Once you got it all the way over, you can pull that one out. And this little spring also comes out. Okay. We still got to get this apparatus off. I don't really get it. At some point, this should get so that you can pop this out of here, but I don't know what point that is. Maybe you can... Yeah, let me figure that out. We'll get back to it. Looks like maybe the only way to do this is there's a Torx there and a Torx there. Then it'll surely come off. Yeah. You gotta get this on video in case something goes kwang flying across the lawn. I love and hate Torx, probably because I don't have a good set of Torx screwdrivers. Okay, that's off. Get the screws out, and I would assume you can twist this enough to get it out of here. And get it out of here. Well, I got it out. I'll leave it dangling like that. These look pretty standard fare, don't they? Yeah, these are probably clogged from just being open, sucking in gas or whatever. Kohler. Okay, here we got our filthy carburetor. Brought it inside so I can get fumigated with brake cleaner. Take off the bowl. Of course, most everyone's seen a carb cleaning 8 million times. But I've never done a Kohler before. Although, like I said, this does look kind of like everything else. Predator-ish. Honda-ish. Ha! Bye-bye. Well, that is filthy. But I'm not buying a new carb this time, I swear. Sick of it. Alright. Well, that's the bowl. Jet is up there. Standard fare. We'll get that out of there. After we get a little oil up in there. And this is, the pin is totally stiff. Oh no, it moves. Got that out. Look at the float out. Look at that needle valve. Holy crap. And it ran like this, so. Okay, we'll clean it up. I tried getting this jet out with this blunto that I made, and I think it used to fit like really well for some reason. Jesus, did I get it, or I'm just smearing the metal around? I think I got it. Wow. This is big. And amazing. I mean, there's thread still there, but it doesn't seem to be threading there. If there's an emulsion tube. Looking in there, you see an emulsion tube right there. If I can push that down. Doesn't want to budge. Okay, I'll see if I can get that out. I'll tell you, the gas that's on this thing is like glue. It's like, you know, old-fashioned gas. It gets kind of shellac-like. I mean, look at that junk. Or perhaps they put stable in it, which kind of gets like this too. I still can't get that jet out of there. It's loose. It's definitely loose. It's just this gunk just holding it in there. Maybe if I blast air in here. While holding the other side. Yeah, I finally got it by just tapping the crap out of it. Yeah, it's totally plugged. You can't see through it. Using this part of a chopstick, and get the emulsion tube out. Just a sticky. See it in there. It's really stuck in there. Okay, there'll be another one to try to get out. We'll try this. It doesn't have quite the small orifice. It's wider open. Maybe we can get a little. Yeah. It's so gunky in there. Okay. There it is. Just wrapped it on the table. Sorry you didn't see that, but this is it. Looks pretty standard fare. Looks totally clogged. Well, you know, there's something about carburetors like this. Like, if you can bring them back, it's such a victory, but it's also like, this is a lot of work to clean these things. Well, this is what I use for the jet. I have this old plug, and I have strands of wire sticking out here, and I'll use like one strand first and poke it through. Okay, that one's through. It's completely clogged, and I'll go with a bigger mass and see if I can kind of get that through. I think you get the idea. You know, works well to clean them out. This one's a little too big. But we'll work that through and get this clean. Okay, that jet's pretty clean. We got it still soaking in some carb cleaner. We've got to do the same with the emulsion tube here. It's got all these little holes on the side, if you can see those. So I'll poke those through the same way with the wire. And then all the way through it's clogged up too. But that's a pretty big hole. It's not a jet. I mean, the hole is that big, so we can put something bigger through there. Maybe even like this screwdriver here. You get the idea. Okay, I got a Q-tip with a little bit of oil on it. See if we can work it around in the needle jet hole here. This is really gunked up. And with that in mind, sometimes what I do, you've probably seen this before, put a Q-tip on a drill and work it like that. All right. We got the needle valve, although it has rubber on it, it's still soaking in with the brake cleaner here. Everything else, I got the emulsion tube clear, if I didn't mention that. But still, it doesn't hurt to leave it in here before we assemble. The needle jet, I mean, look at that thing. Let's see if we can clean that up. Looks like a soaking PB blaster. It's really good for rubber. And it's good for metal. Now there's also another jet that kind of hides under here. It's a fixed jet. At least on other machines it is. And the idle adjustment kind of holds it in place. I want to get it in the same place, so I'm going to screw this in. Count the number of turns so I can put it exactly the same way it was. That's half. That's one. That's 1.5. That's 2. That's 2.5. That's 3. That's 3.5. 4. 4.5. 5. And about 1/4. All right. Now this isn't a jet or anything, it just is to set the idle. Which you could do regardless of counting the number of turns, but I'd rather have it be close. Okay, and this thing, get the dirt off around it. Yeah, I made it better, huh? Alrighty. Clean the area a little bit. Yeah, I just took lunch and looked up this carburetor, and it looks like I can get a new one for $13. So if this one isn't good. You get this little plastic job, looks like just all the others. I think that's the jet in there. And then you just kind of got this void here. You can see in there. I don't know, it's kind of mysterious. You can hear that going through, so that's good. And this, I hate getting this crap on my hands. Okay, it's time to stop and do something about this. These things have been driving me crazy my whole life, and I'm going to stop and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue this straw onto this nozzle so that it doesn't keep falling off. And then, you know, you just keep this one and use it on all the cans. There we go. Now it shouldn't fall off. I also got this cleaned up. You can see there's a hole right there. And a hole right there. Just gotta make sure that that's clear, and it is. Yeah, bowl looks pretty good. Let's put it back together and see if it runs. This little cap I found, just loose. And it like just sits over this post, it seems. I don't really see what the hell it does, but well, I guess that's a throttle stop. For wide open, I guess, keeps it from going wider. Looks like that's where it goes, so we'll find out the hard way, right? Yeah, it all looks right to me. Little springs in place and all, this little spring. Throttle, screws back in. Choke seems to work. Hitch up the gas line. Again, that looks like a vent. Yeah, that goes there. Okay, you can see that. Little vent that's split. I don't think we really got to worry about that for now. But yeah, let's hitch up the gas line and see if it starts. Okay, we got the gas running. That sounds like it's got quite a knock. So when you pull this in, the knocking gets louder, so I'm not quite sure if it's a rod knock. But it certainly is smoking. The oil is certainly is shitty. I don't know, I'm going to let it run a little bit. Yeah, I can't tell if that's a rod knock or if something else is screwing up on it. I really don't like how you screw this down because it's structural. It's not, just doesn't hold the plastic on. But that's not the everything. I mean, it could be, well, I think I'm going to see what comes out of it for oil. I might even use old oil that I've taken out of another engine and put it in here instead of wasting good oil. But let's see what comes out. And that's what came out. Pretty black. Didn't really see any metallics or anything like that, but it was very hard to watch it come out. This is like the worst design oil drain in the world. I mean, I held the thing right up there and still spilled all over the place. And to fill it really sucks too. And you take a brand like Lawnboy and they just sell it out to, like, you know, anybody who wants to make these things MTD or something. And they make a cheap piece of shit. I also must say, I think I just wasted oil on it because I really do think it's probably got a bad lower end or something. But let's start it up again. Maybe we'll blow it up. Wasted new oil, take one. I think this one's a bust. Can't win them all, I suppose. It's a bad rod knock. This one sounds like it's hitting the head. Probably is. Okay, my last thoughts of this day on this is that by looking at that spark plug, it sucked in a lot of dirt, a lot of grass, that kind of stuff. I'm wondering if that all got packed in the head too. And that's the piston like hitting all that crap. So I'm going to give it some thought and think about a way of maybe trying to clean that stuff out.